Okay, so I was saying that this walahum azabun alimun. So this wow is just a connector, okay, which means that a new sentence is starting. Let's not bothered about the wow. Let's deal with lahum azabun alimun. This lahum part, lam and hum, these are two words together. Lam is harf jar and hum will be majroor, or you can say ism in jar status. Lahum mean, lam mean for, and hum mean them. Lahum, hum is attached pronoun, okay? So lahum, for them, azabun, azabun mean punishment, alimun mean painful. But the question is, what are they? Obviously, first of all, azabun is a ism. How do I know this? Because only ism can have tanween. And what is the status of this ism? It is in rafa status. How do I know this? Because it's a singular ism and it ends with the dhamma or pesh. So azabun is a ism in rafa status. It means that actually lahum azabun alimun is a jumlatul ismiya, because this lahum, only lahum cannot tell us, because lahum is a jar majroor phrase, and we know that jar majroor phrase can come in jumla ismiya, then we call it mutaalliq bil khabar. And if it can come in jumlatul failiya as well, then we call it mutaalliq bil fail. So just lahum is not telling us that which jumla is it or which sentence is it. But when you read the azabun part, then you know that it's jumlatul ismiya, and lahum, which is our mutaalliq bil khabar, has come in the start, and then azabun is the mubtada. Mubtada has come late, okay? Because the normal sequence was that mubtada should be first. But we discussed this point that sometimes sequence can be changed, and this was our lesson number 10, in which we studied that when sequence of Jumlatul Ismiya is changed, then what happens? So inshallah, if you want to go back, it's lesson number 10. Okay, Azabun is a mubtada, and then Alimun is the sifa, okay, of Azabun. Why? Because Alimun is matching with the Azabun in all the four properties. And secondly, Alimun is describing the Azabun, or it is the adjective of Azabun. So azabun alimun is a mawsuf sifa, and we know that mubtada, one word category of mubtada, has 5 things inside of it, and one of them is mawsuf sifa. So this azabun alimun, which is mawsuf sifa, is the one word category of mubtada, and because this lahum is actually our mutaalliq bil khabar, but because actual khabar is not given to us, for this reason we can call lahum as shibhul jumla khabar and azabun alimun as mubtada, and translation is for them is a painful punishment. If you have any question about this example, you can ask it. Okay, now let's inshallah go through both pages, and if somebody has not done the exercise, so you can know that what are the examples of fail mudare. I always say this, that if you try yourself first, inshallah, this is the way to learn. If I just simply explain and you are listening, it will go away after some time. But if you try first, even if you make mistakes, inshallah, then you benefit from this one. So yu'minuna is fail mudare, and this yu'minuna is number 3 in mudare chart. Then yukimuna is also mudare, it's also number 3. And then yunfikuna is also mudare, and it's also number 3. Again yu'minuna mudare number 3. And then yukinuna is mudare, and again number 3. In the next page, like we said before, this lam tunzir. This lam tunzir is fail mudare majzoom. And because lam means did not, so when lam comes, then you translate mudare with the past tense. You did not warn them. Okay. Yu'minuna is mudare as well. And then if you keep moving, this yakulu is mudare, number 1 in the chart. Okay. And then yukhadi'una is mudare, again number 3 in the chart. And by the way, this tunzir, it was either number 5 or it could be number sorry, either number 4 or number 7. In this case, it was number 7, you, which means Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then this yukhadi'una is again mudare number 3. This yakhda'una is again, there's a difference between yakhda'una and yukhadi'una. Basically, the subtle difference is when we say yukhadi'una, okay, it means that they try to deceive, because khada means to deceive someone. Yukhadi'una has the meaning of trying to deceive someone, and yakhda'una is in the sense of that you definitely deceive. Okay, so yukhadi'una is you trying to deceive. Yakhda'una, you definitely deceive. In other words, they try to deceive Allah and the believers, but they definitely deceive their own selves. That's the difference between yukhadi'una and yakhda'una. And then yash'uruna is again number 3 mudare. Yakzibuna again same. Yash'uruna same. Ya'lamuna same. This yamuddu is mudare number 1. Ya'mahuna mudare number 3. So these were the 2 pages, inshallah. And now, because we still inshallah have time, so now please first of all pay attention that inshallah I will share the practice sheet regarding Jumlatul Ismiya. Inshallah I will share it tonight. You can practice that one, inshallah, and you can send that to me. And then inshallah we will see that obviously tomorrow we have the inshallah ceremony at the masjid. So we may not be able to do it tomorrow, but inshallah we'll do it day after tomorrow on Zoom meeting. Inshallah I will send you the sheet, but inshallah we will solve that on Wednesday, inshallah. That will be about Jumlatul Ismiya. Okay, now let me just inshallah show you a couple of examples of Jumlatul Ismiya just to recall our memories. Okay, so look at this example, just one example. This,
sorry brother, sorry, just one question on page 1. This
yes,
word unzila is not going to be considered as the one of the,
no,
okay,
no. Okay, so again, this is the sentence wabil akhirati hum yuqinuna. This wow is just a connector. Don't worry about the wow. Let's deal with the rest of the sentence. Bil akhirati. Once again, this ba is harf jar. Al akhirati. You can see al akhirati has become majroor. Why? Because of this ba. So ba and al akhirati together is a jar majroor phrase or prepositional phrase. Like I said before, just this jar majroor phrase cannot tell us at this stage that what it is. Let's move on. Whom, we know that whom is a pronoun, and in this case it is not attached to anything. Okay, so we can say that this whom is an independent pronoun, and we have learned this thing that when independent pronoun comes in the sentence, it plays the role of mubtada. Why? Because independent pronouns are in rafa status. So when you get an ism in rafa status, it plays the role of mubtada. So this whom is your mubtada. Clear? And then yuqinuna, as I said before, this yuqinuna is mudare number 3. That is one point. Second point is that in terms of your, if whom is the mubtada, now you're looking for the khabar. Clear? Now we know that khabar has 3 types. Number 1, one word category of khabar, and in the one word category it could be a clear one word or a mawsuf sifa or mudaf ilay. Obviously this yuqinuna is none of them. Why? Because it's not a ism, it's a fail mudare. So it is not in the category of one word. Secondly, second category of khabar is a complete sentence khabar. And this is the category. Now you may be thinking, it is only one word. But you remember, I discussed this thing last time, that in Arabic language, every verb, which we call fail, is actually a complete sentence. Why? It has action, it has tense, and it has a hidden doer as well. And that's all you need. Okay, now yukinuna is the actual word is yakin. Yakin means to have certainty, to have yakin, okay, to be certain about something. Yukinuna is number 3 in the mudare chart, which means it, the hidden pronoun is hum, which means they. Let's translate it. They are certain, or they, you can say they have certainty. Now you might be noticing this point, that yukinuna in the Arabic language, it is a fail, but I am translating it like a ism. That is the problem of the languages. Otherwise, yukinuna is a complete verbal sentence on its own, which means that they have yakin, okay, or they have certainty. Hum is the mubtada, yukinuna is a complete jumla khabar. Okay, what about bil akhirati? Okay, this bil akhirati is mutaalliq bil fail. Okay, this yukinuna was the fail, and as you know, that in jumlatul failiya you can have up to 4 things. What are the 4 things? Fail, file, maf'ul, and mutaalliq bil fail. This yukinuna is the fail. Inside of yukinuna, hum or they is the file, and maf'ul is not giving in this sentence, and bil akhirati is mutaalliq bil fail. Actual sequence was hum yukinuna bil akhirati. Please pay attention. This was the actual sequence. Bil akhirah should be at the end. Why? Because mutaalliq bil fail should be at the end. So the actual sentence was hum yukinuna bil akhirati. They, and then comma, they are certain with about akhirah, or with regard to akhirah or afterlife. But if mutalliq bil khabar has come in the mutalliq bil fail is taken in the start, it makes the jumla emphatic. So when you translate the normal sentence, hum yukinuna bil akhirati, they, then comma, they are certain about akhirah. Okay, now you can say, because of the al akhirah coming in the start, which means mutalliq bil khabar has come, mutalliq bil fail has come in the start, that when it comes to akhirah, they are the one, actually they are the one who are certain. In other words, if you want to see the people who are certain about akhirah, look at the people of these attributes who have come in the previous ayat. So this emphasis, this exclusivity of yaqeen regarding these people has been arrived just by changing the order. Any question about this sentence?
So, brother, is it an example of jumlatul failure, or I thought?
Sister, this will be example of jumlatul ismiya. Why? Because jumla started with whom. Like I said before, this bil akhirah was actually at the end. It has only come in the start to make the jumla emphatic. Okay, so when jumla start with whom, and because whom is an independent pronoun, which is ism, jumlatul ismiya, but the khabar of the jumla is a complete jumla failure. Sister, clear this point?
Yes.
If not, inshallah, you can ask further question, no problem at all.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. I just wondering like, because akhira is ismi, like ism, right? But when you say wabil akhira, so you cannot consider that as the start of a is like jumlatul ismiya. Like I'm just wondering, like, why? Because if you don't know the real structure, like now you explain the real structure, so we know that if because the whom is the ism that is supposed to be starting, but because of the emphatic situation, that's why the wabil akhirati started here. But if you don't know, like someone who don't like us, so akhira, because I thought akhira is an ism, right? So
Sister, just to shall I give you a simple hint that how you identify this one. Sister, look at this ba. Before akhir, you have this ba as well, and we know that ba is a preposition. So
sure.
because of this ba attached with the al akhirati, because the actual normal word is akhiratun. Okay, because of alif lam, the tanween has gone, number one, and because of the ba, it has gone into jar status. So the simple way of identifying, because of this ba, this attached ba, bil akhirati. Now when preposition has come in the start, now this whole thing, bil akhirati, which is a complete prepositional phrase, it can only play the role of muta'alliq. That's it cannot play the role of why? Because prepositional phrase is either mutalliq bil fail or mutalliq bil khabar.
That's very clear. Jazakallah.
Yeah. Okay, let's do inshallah one more example because we still have time, so we can do inshallah. So if you look at this example, ulaika humul muflihun. Now ulaika is a mubtada. How do I know this? Because we have learned that in the one word category of mubtada we have 5 things: clear one word, mausuf sifa, mudaf mudaf ilay, ismun ishara and musharun ilay, and last one was independent pronoun, and ulaika is ismun ishara. Okay, so this is in the one word category of mubtada ulaika, and it will play the role of mubtada as one word category. And then hum al muflihuna. Please pay attention. We have learned this point, and maybe inshallah you can recall in your mind this now. I said in the previous classes, after mubtada, ulaika is mubtada. Okay, after mubtada, if you get an independent pronoun, it means that this independent pronoun is a sign that in this example, your khabar will be a complete sentence on its own. Okay, now what it means? Ulaika is mubtada, humul muflihuna together. Please pay attention. Humul muflihuna together as a complete sentence will become your khabar, and inside of khabar, hum will be mubtada and al muflihuna will be the khabar. Any question?
Just to clarify one point,
Yeah.
this will this be the emphatic jumla
Yes.
because of the whom?
Yes. Yes. Because whenever after the mubtada you get independent pronoun, not only it is a sign that your khabar will be a complete sentence, it is also the sign that your khabar will be emphatic.
Jazakallah.
Right, yeah. Okay, inshallah, if there's no more question, inshallah. So one more time, inshallah, I will share the practice sheet about Jumlatul Ismiya, inshallah, but we will solve that on Wednesday. Tomorrow, inshallah, I'm inviting all of you. Please come to Gangalan Mosque, inshallah. We will have our ceremony, inshallah, at the Gangalan Mosque. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.